up? It's your girl Sunshine Reigns, aka Griselda Blanca, aka You Need a Motivator, aka the Party Starter. But you tune in all the time to Talk That Shit Radio. Why? Because he gonna talk his shit. He don't know how to do nothing else.
Hey, thanks for tuning in because I got something to say. Welcome to Talk That Shit Radio. I'm Mr. Talk That Shit. We live in front of Magic City with Sunshine Reigns, the host of All Hustle No Fear on 92.3 Atlanta. What's going on with you?
Hey, how you doing? What's up?
I'm blessed, man. I'm here. You feel what I'm saying? I want to talk to you, man, about something that's really been going on today. Knowing you're a parent and everything, and parenting in today's society can be a big task, so to speak. So what have been the biggest challenges or some of the biggest challenges that you faced while raising your children in today's society?
Other people's kids.
Elaborate.
I mean, really, when it comes down to it, I think that's always what a parent's issue is. You're trying to instill your own values, and you're trying to instill your morals into your child. And then when they go off into the world and they meet other people, they meet other children, those outside influences allow, little discrepancies of the things that you're trying to make sure your kids understand or the values that you want them to hold. So I think right now the biggest issue would be other people's kids.
So basically bad influence from these kids and peer pressure. And
well, I don't want to say bad influence because I think that also kind of just depends on your kid's personality type, like I don't really have a bad per se kid. Like my kid's not running around or he's not, carrying a gun or anything like that. But you never know what they're having their conversations about at the lunchroom or in between classes or whatever else. And it's not always great.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I hope that I don't have a child that's running out and, stealing or breaking into cars and stuff like that. I think that would be a definite bad influence.
Right.
But where I am in my world, in my little piece of this reality, the issues that other people might have aren't as prevalent for me. So, in my household, it's just, it's YouTube.
Right.
It's YouTube. Whatever's coming in through YouTube, that's a problem.
Right.
So, filtering that and making sure that, I'm going back and reiterating the things that, I know you saw that and I know they said that, but this how mommy and dad feel. Like, This is what we think your North Star should be.
Right. And being a mother and being one that's working full time also, how do you find balance between the workplace and raising your children?
I don't think there's any such thing, whether you're man or woman.
Right.
And that's just because if something is pulling you away from something else, there's going to be a lack there. It's just about finding as much, quotation mark balance that you can find. I think that in most cases, you do the very best you can.
Right.
But your kids are always going to feel as though something was in lack. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think there's two reasons for that. One would definitely be because just the way the Creator made us.
Right.
We're not supposed to think that the people who came before us did a perfect job. Otherwise, we wouldn't try to do better, right? We would just rely on whatever it was they taught us and not try to add to it, not try to change. But because we feel like, I could do a better job than my parents did, we change up a little bit, right? Okay, so that's one thing. And then on the other hand, you have society telling you what a good parent looks like or what a good entrepreneur looks like, right? And so you might not always be able to emulate either one of those things at any given moment perfectly, right? So it's kind of a give or take. Yeah, I might not have been able to make it to your basketball game, but mommy definitely was able to make the money to be able to buy your cleats and your balls and send you off to training camp and stuff like that. And I might not have been able to make 20 games this season, but I made 15.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You gave an effort. You did.
I got out there when I could, but there were some days when it was either I go and you don't get to go next week, right? Or I go and do this job real quick so that you can be able to do the things that, you know, you want to do. So there's a give or take there.
So speaking of the balance, with all the current increasing mental health issues that's going on in the world, in the workplace, in the schoolhouse, how do you find that balance and help your children with what they're going through? Because children of these days, they don't tell your parents everything. So how do you deal with that and find it, you know, because with your own issues and trying to help them with theirs?
I would say that one of the biggest things is mental health issues are going to be everywhere. It's everywhere. And the mental health issues are for reasons that some of us don't even think about. It's the fact that before your mom ever got pregnant with you, she been on Ritalin, ADHD medications, Xanax, everything else. And then you've been gestating in that for however many months. And then you come out into this world and you don't get those same drugs in your system no more. You're going to be a little, off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe in fuck around and find out. Mess with the wrong person, fuck around and find out. And I also believe in, as my grandma used to say, a whole lot of leave alone.
Right.
You know, a lot of people are ready to hit 10 immediately. They're ready to be on 10. Like soon as it's ready to fight.
Right.
Sometimes you just got to be like, you know,
let something,
let it roll off. Let it roll off. Let it move away from it. It's not always about, you're not going to punk me. You know what I mean? Because people have so many mental health issues.
And these are habits that we have to instill in our children too, so they won't be so quick to fire. So what have been the most challenges that you face raising Black children in today's society?
So not necessarily with my kids, but more of the emotional side of it. Trayvon Martin, when that baby died, oh my God, my son was still very small. And I just remember it just so happened I was looking in the back seat and my son had on a cute little hoodie and he's just sitting back here in his car seat. And I couldn't help but to feel emotional because that could be my kid, you know? Every time you hear of some little Black child passing away, not necessarily because of the police, but because they went to school, because they walking down the street. Tamir Rice, that was my hometown. That hit hard. You know what I mean? He was just outside playing. He just was at the park. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it's more emotional right now because my kids are still very, you know, latchkey, still very close to me. When they're in their late teens and when they get in their 20s and stuff, I'm quite sure the emotions will change or you know, whatever. But right now they're still good kids. They're still very small. They're still very needy on me. And so all of the issues that I have are definitely emotional, watching what's going on, knowing that could be.
So how do you urge safety and stress the point for your kids to be safe while they're out and while they're trying to gain their independence so you can build that trust within them?
So you give them just a little bit at a time. And I'm actually in that process with my son right now. You just give him a little bit at a time. Yeah, you could walk to the park, but as soon as you get to the park, I need you to call me. I need to instill in you now that if I tell you when to call me, that you call me because you won't go the next time. You know what I mean? So as soon as you guys are in the car, bet. When you get to the location that you're going to be at, I need you to call me. So I know that you guys made it and you got out that car safely. You know what I mean? Because so many things could have happened between you just getting there.
They'll be like, Mom, stop tripping. I'll be okay. And
but
all
I
that.
Won't. Because see, when you left, you took my heart with you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
I get it.
You left, you took my heart with you.
Kids don't understand the stress that they put on parents. You know what I mean? And they want to be so independent so fast. They just don't understand that the world is crazy. What you're sitting there watching on TV and on the internet, that's for your entertainment. That's not real life. You know what I mean? So when we urge you to be safe and to
cultured,
call and check in and let us know that you're okay, we're not trying to hound you. We're not trying to be on your back. We are just showing the love that we have for you and towards you. You know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure talking to you.
I mean, you know, I
Y'all
try.
heard it first right here, Miss Sunshine Reigns on Talk That Shit Radio. I am your host, Mr. Talk That Shit. Until the next episode, we out.
Hey, bye.